Let's talk about using loops in Scratch. Remember back in SynchroCat where you learned about repeat loops? Remember that a repeat loop is an action block that lets you quickly code a repeated action. The loop sets a counter. So over here, when the green flag is clicked, you would go to 0, 0, and then you would repeat this action 10 times, moving 10 steps, waiting a moment so that you can see the movement, and then going to the next costume. If you are not sure how this uh, code would work, go back to SynchroCat and look at it one more time. Usually we just want to repeat things a number of times and then we want to move ahead. But sometimes we want to continue a certain action through the whole program. Can you think of a time you might want that to happen? Sometimes it's not obvious. Take a look at the bottom of the loops here. A repeat loop will have a notch on the bottom so you can add more program afterwards. But a forever loop doesn't have a notch because you can't add anything after the end of the forever loop. Stop and think about why you might want to use a forever loop and then start the video again. Well, did you come up with any of these? Maybe you want to keep a sprite together with another sprite so they always move together. Or maybe you want to have music play throughout your program. Or you might have an animation like a waving hand that you would like to continue throughout your entire program. But the most important use is to constantly have the program check for a certain condition. So let's say you're making a game, and when the sprite touches purple, you win and the game is over. So you create the code at the right. But hey, the program never works. The sprite goes up to the purple and just kind of keeps going. Can you figure out why? Look at the title of this slide for a clue. So it says, when the flag is clicked, if touching purple, say you win, hide, and then go back to the start and show. Stop and think for a moment. Why isn't this sprite doing what you want it to do? And then restart the video. Did you figure it out? It's because when you start the program, it checks immediately to see if you're touching purple. Well, if that's how you win the game, you're not going to be touching purple right at the beginning. You're going to have to move. And if you're not touching purple, it just goes on to the rest of your program. Even if you touch the purple later, it doesn't matter because the computer doesn't remember that that's the step you wanted to happen. This is where our forever loop comes in. Think about where you would put the forever loop in that previous program. Did you do this? Okay. So when the flag is clicked, forever, the program's going to check and see if you're touching purple. If you are, it'll say you win. It'll hide. It'll go back to the beginning and it'll show to be ready to start again. But if that's not true, it'll move 10 steps. Then it will go back up to the beginning of the loop and go through the whole thing again. So every time you move 10 steps, it'll check to see if you're touching purple. Now you try it. Go back to a program you made and upgrade it with a forever loop. You can use a program you made where the sprite's moving around on the screen, or any other program you've worked on, including one of the challenges. Good luck!